by itself, by some grace, the mind wanders off, and by that same grace, mind returns back. You say, oh, thank you so much. What is permanent and what is impermanent? What is changing? What is not changing? Who am I and what is in front of me? Again and again, when that gets very strong, then dispassion gets established. You are wealthy in all ways. Walk like this with this spring in your feet, then abundance more and more and more and more will keep coming to you so that dispassion gets established. So we're basically at the end of chapter 6. Although I think in terms of discussion, we have probably discussed all of it, though we should read through to make sure that we've actually gone through each verse. So let's chant, starting with Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, when the Lord speaks at verse 40 of chapter 6. Let's begin there. And go through all of them. Just chant it in Sanskrit. Everyone, you can just have your eyes closed. It's 7 verses, 40 to 47. And then I will read them. As I say, I do believe we've discussed it. The Arjuna has asked the question, well, what happens if I don't make it? I do all this. It seems so difficult. The mind is restless and I don't make it. What happens? And then Lord Krishna is giving a response to this in these 7 verses. Okay? Go ahead, please.
श्रीभगवानुवाच पार्थ नैवेह नामुत्र विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समाः शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशं तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकं यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते प्रयत्नात् यतमानस्तु योगी संशुद्धकिल्बिषः अनेकजन्म संसिद्धः ततो याति परां गतिम् तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद् योगी भवार्जुन योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे आत्मसंयमयोगो नाम षष्ठोऽध्यायः।
So chapter 6, verse 40. Lord Krishna, Bhagavan is saying, Arjuna, there is no fall for him either here or hereafter. For, O my beloved, none who strive for self-redemption, that is God realization, ever meet with evil destiny. Such a person who has strayed from yoga obtains the higher worlds, heaven, etc., to which men of meritorious deed alone are entitled, and having resided there for innumerable years, takes birth of pious and prosperous parents. Let's pause here a little bit. So, unlike the rest of our karma, right? If we did some good deeds, At some point, we'll get to live it out, and then that's over. And if we didn't do such good deeds, then we get to live that out, and then it's over. However, what Lord Krishna, what Bhagavan is saying is these practices, walking the path, the journey towards self-awareness, it never ever gets, quote, used up. You just continue to keep building upon it from lifetime to lifetime. That much is clear, no? But I find this second verse interesting. Such a person who has strayed from yoga obtains the higher worlds, heaven, etc., to which men of meritorious deeds alone are entitled, and having resided there for innumerable years, take birth of pious and prosperous parents. So it is possible to go to heaven, so to speak, like we hear about in Catholicism, the heaven of Shiva or the heaven of Devi or the heaven of Ganesha, meaning these realms of devas, angels, a realm where you shake a tree and you get what you want. Are you understanding? Kind of like if you look at it from an earthly perspective, there are some people who have so much wealth, so much name, so much fame, so much fortune, that in a sense, on the material sense at least, in the worldly sense, they can shake a tree and get what they want. Minus what? Love, right? Everything else money can buy. Minus love, the ability to love, to be loved, to give love, to share love. This you cannot buy. So, like that, what is Lord Bhagwan is saying? Oh, if you happen to, while you're going along the path, okay, you get caught up, I want this siddhi and I want that power and I want to be able to, whatever, shake a tree and get what I want. I want name, fame, fortune. Siddhis, powers, you know what I'm speaking about. Well, you might get that, and you might even end up in the higher realms, and then you live there for a much, 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 much longer time than we understand in our terms, in human terms, innumerable years. You know how we talk about I'm not very good at this, but like 1 year of a dog life is many more years than 1 year of our time is many more years for a dog in 1 year. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? It's dogs get, quote, older faster, or their lifespan is such that it's not exactly 1 to 1 the way we look at it. In the same way, Gurudev also says, like, one day in Pitrulok, ancestors' world, 1 day is 1 year of our time. That's why every year during Shraddh, during the time, we remember our ancestors and we make all the great food that they want and we remember them and we honor them because it's like, oh, it's morning for them. And you can't ignore them. They get a little upset. So it's morning time and you say, oh, good morning. Look, we made, halwa for you and gulab jamun for you and brownies for you. And some of them want something else. Who knows? Dosas, idlis, I don't know. So what do? We make their favorite food in our 1 year time. For them, it's just the next day. Like that. On the path, we keep going and we maybe get strayed. We get caught up in wanting this power, that siddhi, that thing. Well, it doesn't matter. We've built another impression, another vasana, but the previous direction of wisdom, vasana, if you want to say that, of moving towards the path, bhakti, devotion, yoga, the search and the seeking and the longing for knowledge, self-awareness, that never ever finishes. For a little while, you go, you will enjoy the heavens, and then you come back here and start with a birth with a pious and prosperous parents. I don't know if we went to other lokas before coming here, but anybody who is sitting here, we have had, I think we talked about this the last time, many births. We have been fortunate enough to be born to parents pious or prosperous. It's all relative, of course, but I know, like for me, my grandfather, his sadhana, his bhakti, his devotion, his seva is the merits that we get to enjoy today. And maybe before that was the great grandfather. I don't know, but this much I do know within my small memory span. Are you hearing me? Yeah. It's very beautiful. So don't strive to end up in some heaven. Okay? It's just a temporary lollipop. It's, 3-layer chocolate cake. At some point, you get a stomach ache. You cannot eat so much of it because what happens, just like what you see in the world, people who have so much wealth, so much money, they feel invincible. They don't necessarily go to remember God so easily, isn't it? They feel they are it. They can do anything and everything. So, like that in heaven, that's why Gurudev says so many times the angels are jealous. They want to be able to love. Divine love is only possible in this birth, in human birth. We are more preciously gifted than even the gods. Keeping it in context, okay? Because otherwise they'll get mad. Who knows, tomorrow lightning could strike. So just remember what I'm saying. Keep it in context, all right? Or if that is not happening, what does Bhagwan say? If he is possessed of dispassion, then not attaining to those regions, he is born in the family of enlightened yogis. But such a birth in this world is very difficult to obtain, right? If you don't end up in those higher worlds, heaven, for innumerable number of years, and then come back to be born to a pious family, then if you have established the pillar of dispassion. When can we establish the pillar of dispassion? Remember, we've discussed this. Discernment, vivek has to be very strong. Again and again and again and again, one has to remember what is permanent and what is impermanent, what is changing, what is not changing, who am I, and what is in front of me. Again and again, when that gets very strong, then dispassion gets established. We had a very good session on dispassion. Anybody remember how long ago it was, Pramod, by any chance? Do you remember?
Just last week, the week before.
Yeah, I think recently. So this, if dispassion is established, and Lord is saying already, Bhagwan is saying, this is very rare, but if that is established, then we are born in a family of enlightened yogis. It's very clearly stated that such a birth in this world is very difficult to obtain. So if you must have a goal that's not necessarily full self-awareness, at least say, if nothing else, of the 4 pillars of knowledge, I at least want to establish in this lifetime one pillar. This passion is very interesting. It makes everything easier and more joyful, more loving, more connected. No? Let that be the case. So that next birth, at least I continue from there. Are you with me? Are you listening? Okay. Arjuna, he automatically regains in that birth the latencies of even-mindedness of his previous birth. The person who's established in dispassion, who by some great fortune is born in a family of yogis, what happens to him? He automatically regains, remembers equanimity. From a very young age, that person is balanced, calm, centered. In that birth, the latencies of even-mindedness of his previous birth, this he automatically regains. And through that, he strives harder than ever for perfection in the form of God realization. You hear stories like this, right? Like Ramana Maharshi, He was, I don't know, 14 or maybe younger. I don't know the story very much, but at night, he had a feeling of death or somebody in the family died, and that shook him so strongly. What did he do? In the middle of the night, he left and went off hunting, looking for the highest of self. So we hear these kind of stories, right? At a very young age, we've heard stories of like even Swami Brahmanand Saraswati at a very, very young age, he just left because it's very strong in them, that seeking, and they continue. The other one who takes birth in a rich family, though under the sway of his senses, feels drawn towards God by force of the habit acquired in his previous birth. So you get very lucky. You've been doing a lot of sadhana, you've been seeking, so you're born in a very wealthy family, you get a trust fund, and of course, for some time, it's not like you start day one, because remember, along with the latent tendencies of sadhana, seeking, there are so many other tendencies. So when there is money, there is fortune, it's very natural that other tendencies will also come up. But along with that, there will be this sense of, I need more. I want more. There's something else. And for a long time, you'll see there are a lot of people that you meet, especially when you teach, you come across students who from a very young age, they had everything. They had wealth, support of the parents, everything was there. But somehow they, quote, end up on the wrong track. And there's a certain kind of restlessness, whether it's a substance abuse, drugs or alcohol, or just living a wild life, not paying attention, a certain sense of rebelliousness, going here, there. But oftentimes when I meet, parents come with kids like this, I often think, oh, because this knowledge comes into my awareness. Probably some yogi at some point who really is searching for something much more and they cannot find peace. But you have to know how to handle them and bring them back to that direction. You understand what I'm saying? So for some time, they will be into those other things, but at some point, they will start saying, I want more. And the opportunity to get in front of the guru, to get into the programs, to meditate, to all of that is made available. This is all there, to inspire Arjunas, which are all of us, saying, oh my God, I don't see how I can get there. Mind is restless. It's not steady. It's very powerful. It controls everything. I'm not in charge of it. No, 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 no. Don't worry. You keep striving, keep going one step at a time, one step at a time, one little tiny step at a time. Nothing will be lost. Because remember, life is more than 80, 90 years. It's ad infinitum. Billions of years have passed, billions more will come. What is 80, 90 years? A moment. So, of course, in a moment, you cannot attain the highest. If you look at it like this, you won't feel so, it's just a moment. In a moment, look what all you've attained already. Look, those of you who are sharing the experiences of Sanyam 2 or Silence Course or Sahaj or some other program. How? In a flash of a moment. Many such moments have come before, no doubt, in another time, in another life, in another body. But moment to moment, we keep moving forward. Somehow it lightens up the load, does it not? No? Somehow, oh yeah, okay, in a moment. So much more is gained. The other, one who takes birth in a rich family, though under the sway of his senses, feels drawn towards God by force of the habit acquired in his previous birth. Even the seeker of yoga in the form of even-mindedness transcends the fruit of actions performed with some interested motive as laid down in the Vedas. The yogi, however, who diligently takes up the practice, attains perfection in this very life with the help of latencies of many births, and being thoroughly purged of sin, forthwith reaches the supreme state. It doesn't mean it's not possible in this life, but we have seen in these last 6 chapters, what is it? Continuous fervor, vigor has to be there in the seeking, not lukewarm, not, okay, I got a little bit of time, let me see what I can do. Not, oh, my laundry is much more important today, I'll start tomorrow. No, just the same way, if not more, at least the same way as we put everything else in our life on our plate, taking care of family, children, work, job, birthdays, whatever you want to call it, all the different layers of life we have on our plate. And we have a certain urgency towards it. No, no, today I can't, it's this day. No, no, I can't, I have to go to work. No, no, I can't, I have to do this. We must have the same, at least the same approach towards, no, no, I can't, it's my sadhana time. No, no, I can't, it's time for me to once a year go and sit under the Guru's, grace, close my eyes, meditate, whether it's online or in person, doesn't matter. This has to remain, not secondary priority. I think Gurudev talks about this, the kind of priority you give to your sadhana, that's the kind of result we get. Yes? The yogi is superior to the ascetics. He is regarded superior even to those versed in sacred lore. The yogi is also superior to those who perform action with some interested motive. Therefore, Arjuna, do become a yogi. What is he saying? All the tapas, oh, the guy who can stand on one leg, the guy who doesn't eat for 60 days, the guy who can breathe air and live, the guy who can look at the sun and survive. This is a yogi, but it is nothing compared to the yogi. It says, my beloved. In the beginning of the verse in chapter 14, it says, my beloved. Notice the level from where Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. When this is the highest, that's what he's saying, regarded as superior, even to those who have the sacred lore, who are scholars of the wisdom of the scriptures. They can recite anything and everything in Sanskrit. They have heard the wisdom 1,000 times. They can explain it. They can tell us. But even this is lesser than the yogi, the one who is connected, who meditates, who comes to the divine as a yogi, meditator, seeker, sincerely, with integrity, not trying to attain, can I stand on my one leg for 50 years? Yes, rigor mortis will set in and you can. Circulation will stop and you can. This is not the direction. No? So the yogi is also superior to those who perform action with some interested motive. Even the person who changes the world and goes out and saves the universe, with some little bit of, oh, how can I serve and support? Even beyond that, the one who is immersed in me, this yogi is the most superior, is the most beloved. Of all yogis, again, he who devoutly worships me with his mind focused on me is considered by me the best of yogi. You see, everything at the base of all that happens, it's all you, Lord. It's all you. It's all you. Tvameva samarpayo. All this belongs to you. I give it back to you. Again and again and again and again, coming back to this one simple idea. I don't exist. It's all only you. How simple this verse makes everything. Of all the yogis, again, he who devoutly worships me, with his mind focused on me, Focus doesn't mean you don't have any other thing to think about, but all that comes to you, the good, the bad, the happy moments, the not so happy moments, again and again and it's again. Oh, but this is you. This is your prasadi. This is how you intend me to get to my highest, greater good. Okay, hold my hand. I will walk through what comes in front of me. I know you are with me. This is what it takes. And we don't necessarily always feel it, but there is a place that awareness alone, look, I'm saying it now. Doesn't it somewhere touch you in a different place? Yes or no? It connects to something. That is devotion. That is mind focused. No? Sitting here, oh, okay, this is your wish. All these have come with ears. You in this form, you in this form have come to speak and to listen. I'm so grateful. I know that this is your choice, your will, your words, your power, your yagya. Somewhere knowing this a little bit, why we do Guru Puja, to get out of our way, to not think it's me who's doing this or me listening or I'm learning. I got something. No, no. Oh, it was your wish to bring awareness of this to me today. I'm so grateful. Oh, I heard something that really registered. And this is not simple, right? On the one hand, it's very simple, but it's so easy for the small mind to forget the big mind, isn't it? And to think we are learning, we got something, we are sharing. That's why we have satsang. Gurudev reminds us in 1,000 different ways. We remind each other. It's very, very beautiful what's being said here. He who devotedly worships me with his mind focused on me, mind, not your body. You don't have to sit and meditate all day long. You don't have to keep doing puja all day long. You don't have to do 10,000 japa. No, no. Awareness, mind, there is some degree of sense here and there, and nothing is lost. If you are doing it once a day before, maybe a year from now, 1 week from now, it'll be 10 times a day that remembrance comes. Don't you find, even since we're doing the Gita, that there's a different kind of awareness that sneaks in by itself from time to time? And you know that I told you, whenever it sneaks in, you have to know this is grace. Because you don't do anything for something to sneak in. We've talked about this. We sit to meditate. Our intention is I'm going to sit to meditate. There's no intention I'm going to get lost in thought. I want to have a lot of thinking. I'm going to plan out a wedding. We don't have any of these thoughts. Instead, our intention is to sit and meditate. But by itself, by some grace, the mind wanders off. And by that same grace, mind returns back. You say, oh, thank you so much. Then all the burden that we carry starts to lighten up. All the doing, all the perfectionism, all the needing to get it right, all the fixing, all of this gets lighter. Oh, you brought me back. Oh, you wanted to take me somewhere? Okay, now bring me back. Keep me with you. Just when you go to sleep at night, I know I'm surrounded in you. I know that in me and around me is you, but I don't always feel you. Can you please make your presence known every moment in my life again and again and again? This is a little prayer, a little awareness. A day and a life is over. How much did you stay with me? How much did I remember you were with me? Okay, maybe not so much. Look, tomorrow I want another chance. Please stay with me. Cajole, you interact with life like that. Anyway, you do it with Gurudev, don't you? People are always talking. That is enough. You don't have to do more. Are you hearing me? Just that. Some people will share. I was driving. I just told Guruji, please don't get me lost. I feel lost. Oh, Guruji, please. Guruji, okay, you're with in your own way. You don't have to do more than that. Know that you're already doing it. And that makes you the most beloved. That is the beauty I want to point out. How special you are. How special that gift is. No? All that conversation, even if it's filled with anxiety, you could be talking about, oh my God, I don't know what to do. What should I do? I got to talk to my so and so and so. Oh, no, no, Guruji, I don't know what to do. Ah, you're talking to the right person. Yes? And this, in the Upanishads, sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scripture of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna ends the 6th chapter entitled The Yoga of Self-Control. Good? Yes. Okay. I don't want to start chapter 7. I think we should start it fresh in the next session. But just a reminder, I think I discussed this already previously. The first 6 chapters is a specific thing. Remember, I told you at the beginning of the book, I found that. So the first 6 chapters are about what is Advaita Vedanta? Tattvamasi. I am that, or that I am. Right? That's the bottom line. The whole journey of these 18 chapters and moment after moment after moment called a life after life after life. What is that journey? Just this one simple statement that I am, or I am that. That's it. That's the only thing. So the first 6 chapter, what happens? Arjun is talking, asking all sorts of questions. It's about who am I? Are we seeing this? Who am I? And the Lord in different ways has been talking, who am I? And how can you get past who am I to the next phase, which is that. I am that. What is that? Nirgun Brahman. It will talk about the divine, God if you want. Qualities, attributes, I don't know what all, I've not read it, but we know that that's where chapter 7 will head. I think it's from chapter 7 through what I remember last time when I looked at that was 7 through 12. So it will talk about what is Bhagwan, what is Nirgun Brahman, what is that I am supposedly am. Tell me that. No, right now we talked about the mind, how the mind works, who I think I am, how that is not really you, that is a false sense of self. I am that we have come to realize. Lord Krishna has again and again said, I and you are me, Arjuna. You are no different from me. Well, then who are you? What is that? What is Nirgun Brahman? That starts in chapter 7. So we'll start it fresh, but right now let's see if we can just I'm turning it over to you. What are some of the lessons that have really stuck to you in these last 6 chapters? That's just as a reminder for all of us. It's a good place to close. Some of the reminders I even kind of went through as I was just talking about those last 2-3 verses. But anybody, what is something that has really struck for you and that stays active and vivid for you? Or just share something. Maybe there's a question attached to it, but it's good first you give me a little bit of share and then we continue from there. Okay? We have about 20-30 minutes. Anyone?
The
Gita, go ahead. Go ahead, Gita.
So in the last session, you mentioned interruption sadhana. That was like aha moment for me because I was able to see how many times the me comes up in my mind. Dang, I never paid attention to that, you know. Small activities like my husband putting away the dishes and me putting away. Right away, my mind is like, oh, I'm so organized, better than him. Like, dude, he's doing it, you know. So I was, that is, I think it will stay with me. That was beautifully said. So, and that comes every time now. So I'm really thankful for that. Beautiful.
That's great. It's a great sharing, right? If I find it, I will read it. I had received a few questions the last time regarding this interrupter, but let's continue. Who had their Laura, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. You embody so much the rag and dvesh. I don't even know what it means, but I know what it means, and it comes up when I need it. And I'm really grateful because that's a sticky one, the attachment and aversion, and I see it now. So I'm really happy. Thank you.
Yeah, craving and aversion, right? Lord Krishna says what? I am beyond both. This is again a subtle practice of dispassion. When he was speaking about craving and aversion, like, dislike, right, wrong, no, going yes, no, push, pull. Beyond that, what is he saying? He's gently leading us to the path of dispassion. And it's very subtle, to your point, Laura. No, I don't get it. You immediately notice that's a certain kind of resistance. Just the awareness alone means that at that moment we have transcended. No? That moment. Don't make a job out of it. Didi, then how? Okay, you're lost. How is a what? Craving. Right? Did you hear me? How do I do that? Craving and resistance. I don't like that. How do I get there? That's a craving and a resistance. Oh, wow. Oh, how? Oh, I see. Okay. I see. You have to lighten up in this. Okay. Alex, your hand is up.
It's funny. I was just watching myself waiting my turn, and I was like, that anxiousness. I was like, I'm gonna speak now and share. It's I got so much value, but the one thing that comes to me is how the mind reaches out through the senses and grabs onto things. So look, but don't grab. I would go in a park and a person would walk by, and then the attention would go there, and I'm like, don't grab. And it's happening so frequently, and the mind is becoming aware behind that this is going on in the background. So I found that very, very helpful.
Yeah, that's very good. Supriya, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, Didi, just in addition to that, the last two sessions, being dispassionate to your own mind, that was also, like it was very crazy to see myself like last few days, the storm of emotions, everything would just come. And I mean, there's a question also there a little bit where, when the storm, like it's so intense, and then you are still like, okay, being dispassionate to the mind, and then the how will creep in. But then you just said, right, like don't get lost in the how. That's a craving also. So I think that probably dropped some light there. But yeah, just like being with it.
So I want to remind you what I just said, what we just covered, right? That moment of awareness. Oh, look at that mind. Oh, this is what this is sadhana. This will not leave you. You will only keep building on this again and again. I keep saying to you, awareness is a flash of a moment. It's a tiny flash of a moment, but eventually that tiny flash will become an elephant's footprint. We will establish in it. So don't think that little thing, oh, the how came. Then immediately we say, oh, how come I have how? Oh, no, okay. I'm moving forward. The God, the divine, the grace is with me. It's okay. I'm moving forward. Follow me? Pramod, your hand, and then Sajan, and then I'll continue. Go ahead, Pramod.
Yeah, one thing, my memory is short. So what you said today really, it was very beautiful. Somewhere it really touched me was the recognition of grace in small things. Generally, the mind attaches grace to something very tangible. Oh, this was a challenge and blah, 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 and this happened. So you see it as grace. But just recognition of grace in small things. Oh, this little flash of, you use the example of meditation, but one of the things you're talking about dispassion is the mind not necessarily getting stuck in wanting to be in some heaven or this. And so just this, I don't know, that moment, it just made me feel very, very grateful.
So to understand this thing about not wanting to get stuck in some heaven. Continuously seeking comfort is another way of seeking out heaven while you're here. This place. I just, I need to get rid of this. I just need to find comfort and feel good and feel happy and feel all the time that optimism. When we keep seeking that out, that is what? Search for heaven. Okay, this is your prasad right now. This is how it is. You become Even in hell, it becomes heaven. That's the point. If you can understand what I just said. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
It's very important because the mind is tricky. It makes the material world real. And it thinks the journey is from A to year 90, 95, and I need to be comfortable, and I need to be happy, and I need to have everything right, and I need to make sure everything is perfect, and my kids do all the right things, and I have the house to show off, and the car to show off, and I need to make sure that I compete with the Joneses, and I need to make sure I go to the guru, and I need to make sure I got into his room, and I need to make sure that I show I did seva. Do you see this? This is all journey to heaven. No, whatever comes, oh, it's heaven. Grace is in the little things, as Pramod is saying, meaning in every moment, God has his hand in it to elevate us up. This is what we have to remember. No? I don't know. I said, Sajan, go.
Jai Gurudev, a lot of things, but what comes to my mind is what you were saying about, the notion of being wealthy. That struck to me. I mean, the fact that we are able to, you said, like something on the lines that we are in this country, we're able to sit here, listen to this wisdom, and that is the highest wealth. And that kind of changed my perspective on, yeah, usually I compare others who are like, just like what you were saying earlier also, like who are better off on whatever, right? Whatever debt I am in, or, but that was a very eye-opening moment for me.
Yes, yes. Sadhana, the wealth which you take with you is the highest wealth because you can take it with you. just be pure selfish. What I can take with me, that wealth I really want to have. Because all the rest of the wealth you're going to leave behind, I told you. Kids, family, uncles, aunts, they're all going to show up on that day. Oh, yes, poor Didi, she's gone. And they won't fight for my wealth, I can guarantee you. But hey, oh, what did she leave me? She didn't leave me that. Okay. All that stuff, all that nonsense will go on. No? What is the highest wealth? This is amazing. That which you can take with you and think you are wealthy. On the planet, there are 9 billion, 8.5, 9 billion people. Of that, how many have the time, the effort, the energy, and the willpower and the resources to self-actualize? 0.02%. You are wealthy in all ways. Walk like this with this spring in your feet, then abundance more and more and more and more will keep coming to you so that dispassion gets established. When is dispassion not there? When we don't see that we are floating in abundance, then I gotta hold, I gotta have, I want, I need, I don't have, they have, then that mindset comes. Is that clear? Do you see? When we don't have in our mind those who have lack, scarcity grows. In that we cannot have dispassion. Generous person, the one who has, is the one who's generous, who's gracious. They can be dispassionate. Oh, what is the big deal? Yes, take it, take it. I have so much, take it. Correct? Right? Nikita, go.
I think two of them, the one is the classic, you have right to your action alone and not the result of it. Every time I find myself getting a little feverish of, oh, why is this not working? What happened? Then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I'm so focused on what I want out of it, even if it is a simple phone call or a message or anything. And I love how you gave us a way to look into it, that we are so focused on action. You said pivot. If I'm able to easily pivot and say, okay, if not this, I'll do something else, and that fluidity is there in life, it means I'm also happy because I'm just moving with maybe the direction of the universe or life itself. But the moment I'm hitting a wall, I realize is when I'm looking at the action, or looking at the result in life.
Listen, actions, the body can easily pivot. Can the mind easily pivot? No. But we're always trying to fix and act all our actions, all our thinking, all our wants, all our dislikes, that web of life, it's all in the mind. And we continuously, that which we cannot touch, feel, that space is what we're continuously trying to address. Better you address, breath is solid, these hands are solid. So pivot. Legs can move, hands can move. Okay, pivot on the action level. This keeps your energy moving. You don't get locked into what if, hi toba, hi toba, hi toba. And before you know it, you invite grace into life even more. Oh, very good. Thank you. Viba.
Yes, Didi. Few things for me. One was exactly this, what you just mentioned, that, I get into action mode now more because whenever I feel I'm stuck in the mind, then the thought comes, okay, what can I do? And then that clarity is already there, which you mentioned that, oh, I want to be calm. That's not an action, right? So my action has to be what can I do? What is my action? I want to go there or I want a decision. So let me call this person or text this, whatever small thing. So that is one thing that comes on and off. Then the second one is, you said, okay, figure out your mind is enemy or your friend. And this really has helped me with the meditation that those kind of things were very common before that. Okay, you know what? 40 minutes, I'm going to meditate. And then after that, I'm going to do this. So me setting the meditation with that, even though I had an ample time, it's not that I was rushing, that I just have 20 minutes. I would still have ample time, but with that thought. So now with that awareness that, oh, wait a minute, why am I boxing that, right? So that automatically comes. So that comes, right? So that's very, very has helped me a lot. Like I noticed that, okay, no, I can't sit with to meditate with that. And now the sense of time drops. Like, earlier it used to be some box. And the third thing is, uh, you validated last session was very, very powerful for me because that has come up with the Gita session very often for me um, that I little bit lightness that earlier I was be able to be aware of the mind, but I didn't know what to do with that awareness. Like, right? I am watching what my mind is doing or saying, but then I felt helpless. But now I'm like, oh, I can ignore it.
Yes.
Like, I didn't know that I can ignore it. I don't have to give importance to it at all. Like, like how I tell anybody else. So that is very powerful. And with that, I'm able to figure out some buckets, which like buckets means, oh, usually it's this nonsense or it's this nonsense, right? So at a bucket level, then little bit I can shoo it away.
So what ends up happening is a gap gets created between mind and self. You understand? Right now, the piece that is aware is part of the mind, which is aware of the mind itself. But both of those things are held in the higher self. I don't know if you got that. Did you guys kind of register what I just said? No, mind is becoming slowly, Vibha, more transparent. What we call more sattva is starting to come into the mind. You're starting to separate the hold of the mind, the tamas part of the mind, and then some awareness in the mind is there. It's becoming more and more transparent, translucent, sattvic. See? It's very, very important. Rish, go ahead.
Hi, Didi. So, couple of things for me. One is for several days I was contemplating on this thought about me and mine, which was like so huge and big. 'Cause most of the things that I thought our problems could be solved if we just keep reminding of me and mine. And the second thing was again, for the longest time, I would struggle with the meditation. So I'd be like, sometimes, why do I just go so deep and why can't I have that experience in every meditation? You know, I would crave. And for that same reason, I went for Sahaj TTC. But then it was so simple, right? What you said, like what happens in meditation, take that as a prasad.
Mhm.
That switched something, and now I feel the meditations are becoming effortless. You know, like, okay, whatever gymnastics is happening in the mind, let it happen. It's coming and it's going, it's coming and it's going, but not, sometimes I get entangled, sometimes I don't. But now that fight is not there, like, why not?
Right, that's right. Trying to stop the waves in the ocean is a futile exercise. Mind's nature is to have waves of thoughts. Okay, now you see it. And then occasionally what happens? You leave the surface of the ocean and you dive deep in. The waves are still there. Who cares? This is a very, very important piece. Every time you'll see a novice, when they sit to meditate, I know thoughts are part of meditation, but they're like, why? Today I want to have, it's not working. And they give up even before the 20 minutes are over. No, today it's just not working. Forget it. I'll just finish this and then I'll come back to meditate. We give in to the restlessness of the mind and the noise of the mind. So then we have to go back to what Vibha said. Oh, what? Okay. I can ignore this. I don't need. Anyway, what we're listening to is old, borrowed knowledge. See, we live a borrowed life. We do not live our own life. Whatever we believed, adopted, received from a young age, it worked once or twice for us, or our parents gave us accolades, very good girl. So we say, this is the right thing. We made it our own. It's borrowed knowledge. Copy paste. You know, children, there are lots of people when they get raised in a certain strict way where parents' love in their mind comes through doing what the parents want. You understand what I mean by that? Yes? Then you'll notice they give the right answers. They don't feel it, they don't live it, that's not their experience, but they know this is how I become okay. So they give the right answers. This is a borrowed life. Are you following me? This person really struggles. Their sense of being grounded and in acceptance of life is very difficult. Insecurities come. There's always this sort of anxiety underneath, fear, worry, whatever you want to call it, a kind of subtle restlessness. And the more borrowed life that we live, you understand what I mean by borrowed life, correct? The more we live there, the more we then get caught in and get stuck in the world, in the life of things. Dispassion and vairagya and viveka become a far cry then. It's always the palaver, the showing off, the giving the right answer. You'll see, I oftentimes will say, don't cut and paste an answer even as a teacher, not because it's anything good or bad, but because you're not going inward, then you're remaining out in the surface. It's a way to develop a spiritual ego or spiritually bypass. This we don't want to do. You understand what I mean by spiritual bypassing? It means I feel pain or I'm going through a hard time. Rather than being with what I feel and going through it, I fix it in my mind. Well, I fix it. Hey, wait, you just went through a loss. You will have pain, but you will know also at the same time this will also pass. But right now, this is what is. My heart feels heavy and tight and this, and I got to go through it. Are we clear? It's a lot of good points, Resh, you brought up. Somebody else? Apurva, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the points that resonated with me a lot was once you get onto the plane, there's nowhere else to go. Even if you go and sit on the front seat, It's just there. There's just nowhere else to go. So just relax. Once you get onto the path, effortlessness is the way to progress.
Gurudev gives this example, no, again and again. You have gotten on the train. You don't have to keep your bags and baggage on your head. And walking in the front compartment versus the back compartment is not going to reach the destination any faster. Just relax now. Put the bag on the floor. And we are on a train. Means what Lord Krishna said just now in chapter 6. You lifetime from lifetime you are carrying it with you. You are on a train. Relax. The train will at some point reach its destination. It can also be now. The magic mantra is how much can we relax? That's all. This is the magic mantra. No, how to everything on the path is what? Relax, relax, relax. We only relax at the end when the meditation is over. Until then, we're still doing. No, relax. Haven't you noticed? You sit in the silence course and these, that, down, up. Okay, I slept. No, I'm having good meditation. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, fix myself. All that. And then you hear Asang go home and you start to relax. And then when he really says relax, you go, oh, that's the only moment we relax. You were supposed to relax the whole time. If you notice towards the deepest end of that meditation session, somehow you go deep because you finally relax. Finally, we end up relaxing. So the magic bullet on the path is relax, not at the end of meditation. Relax, period. Are you with me? This is something that's very, very, very important. There are many comments as you're sharing, so let me read some of those. Oops. Here we go. Chats. Okay, Antonia says, let it be drip, drip, drip. This lesson comes to me almost every day as well. It's a good lesson, Rahul, I'll come to you in 1 second. Let me finish the rest. The
The
Homa lesson. The Homa lesson, the offer to the fire like a puja. Offer everything in the fire of life. This also belongs to you. This also belongs to you. Oh, this has come. It's prasad. It belongs to you. This is prasad. Again and again and again. Me and mine and more. Drip, drip, let it be. Okay, that's good lesson. Recognition of the attachment to me and mine. Everything is prasad. Asking the question, where are you? Are you just in the body? This is very important. This is chapter 2. Sankhya Yoga. No? Who are you? Where are you? Wherever you are, how long do you intend to be there? From time to time, again and again, and not okay, from time to time. Okay, where am I? Who am I? Is there a little chamber in the head that has a door where Rajshree Patel sits, and then occasionally she comes out and goes back in and comes? Is there? Where are you? Is there a little chamber? Where are you? Where in your body are you? Are you your body? Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Are you your mind? Once in a while, here and there. Remember, I had said, okay, are you your hand? That's, I think, how I had explained it. Are you your hand? Okay, this is my finger, thumb, my finger, first finger, my finger, middle finger, my finger, ring finger, my finger, pinky. Okay, this belongs to my arm, but I'm not my arm. Nobody comes and says, hi, something else. You're relating to consciousness in me, intelligence within me, not my intellect, the intelligence within, which is the same as you. So from time to time, remembering, oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm right now in the form of a necklace or an earring or an ankle or whatever anklet, but I'm actually gold. Oh, I have to remember, oh, it's all gold. I'm also gold. From time to time, having that recognition is very important. For some reason, I forget all the knowledge when talking to spouse, and later I realize I keep wondering why. The spouse is particularly put there for a good reason. They are your best buddy because again and again, they're going to make sure you head towards dispassion. Otherwise, you'll get, oh, my wife, my husband, my partner, oh, my partner, my partner. You'll never look past. They are there to make sure you say, look, not out there, but in here. No? They're very good. Why this happens? Me and mine attachment is very strong. That's why we forget near the ones who are closest to us. Because the ego, remember, in the very early on, me and mine is, what's mine is me. I want my children to be amazing. Why? Because I will look good. I don't want to talk about my children that because I will look bad. I want my part because I will look good. My house is an indication of me. I am good because I have a big house. I drive a fancy car, so I am worthy. I am important. Do you see this? What's mine is me. And we don't look at me. Do we look at me? When you're not looking, when you're forgetting the knowledge with the spouse, it means you're forgetting the knowledge with yourself also. Ding, ding, did you hear this? Very important, no? For some reason, okay. Dwelling on sense objects leads to attachment, which then starts the downward spiral. That's right. What is that? What was the thing that Abhimanyu was taught? The Chakravyu? No.
Chakravyu.
Yeah. No, he knew how to enter. He was not taught how to get out. So you know, right? You're walking by and the mind says, oh, that's really nice. Where did you get it? Does it come in other colors? How much is it? That's nice. I think I have something similar. What are you doing? Going into the maze. I think I'll get it. I have it. Notice how it keeps going. That idea, a faint idea, becomes a like. And the like becomes as strong as the like becomes. It becomes now a desire, craving. Then we put our time, effort, and energy to fulfill. It was just a vague idea. It was not make or break. It was not a deal breaker of life. It was just a simple idea. Just a simple idea. You know, I have to go to if there's weddings. So there's this whole conversation. What are you going to wear? Sari? Oh my God, my head is spinning. You have a sari blouse? No, I know what's going to happen at that place. I'm going to sit there. I like that sari. I had a red sari. And then I will get up, or for 2 minutes later, I will say, all right, look, guys, I've had enough. I gotta go. It's going to be like this, no? Go to Navratri, you'll see. Gurudev, Bhav, Homas, 500 Pandits chanting, a lakh of people, and everybody's just, oh my God. So you close your eyes, one less thing to see, so one less faint idea for the mind to hold. Chakravyu, don't get caught in it, Once you recognize a pattern that's not helping you on the spiritual journey, every time it happens in the future, it is a choice. Very important. Awaken yourself just to say, oh, this time I chose to do it again. It makes you powerful internally, more conscious internally. It pinches internally. One more was, when we blame someone deep down, we blame ourselves. This reality helped lighten a burden I was carrying for so long. The journey was to forgive and stop blaming myself. Very, very important, right? Mind, even though it's just a bundle of thoughts, it feels animated, it feels real. So you cannot ilzam, you cannot keep blaming it, because then that thing, that knot gets stronger, more solidified. Is this clear? It gets more solid, no? Lean into it. That's right. Whatever is coming, okay, lean in, move to it, lean into it. The lesson of the observer: when we sleep, noticing the chair in the room. The subject is not the object. If we see it, we're not it. Whatever you notice, you are separate from what you're noticing. Sankhya Yoga, the entire chapter 2. What is it? Who are you that's noticing? Then he expands on that. And that who you are is also the Lord. That will be chapter 7. Take a shot at yourself. You said, when we know what's good for us and still we don't do it. Elevate myself by my own. I have the power. No, Purusharth. This is where Purusharth comes in. No? Purusharth means I can do it. I'm going to continue to move forward. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. Please, please help me. No, prayer is not begging. Prayer is, I'm so grateful that you've given me this. I'll get there. Stay with me. Remind me of your presence. Are we clear? One last, I think. I'm only now getting started on this path, Didi. Thank you so much for this gift. I think we're also only just getting started. You know, it's like these, but I understand what you're saying. Sometimes we wake up to, oh, I have not been looking at myself. I've just been looking all over the place. I just replaced the wrapping paper of the world to some pretty white with a nice golden bow on it, you know? And we realize, wait a second. Imagine you go to college for 12 years and you don't get a degree. You hang out in the cafeteria and Thursday beer bashes. What is that? I had such a fun time. Did you get your degree? Did you get your degree? Well, I had such a great, okay, well, great, but did you get your degree? No, and it's very easy to get lost and turn spirituality into another ball game to watch and enjoy and sit with popcorn and a Coca-Cola and ice cream and go home with a stomach ache. It's very important, you know? Yes, no, don't we all feel like, oh, I'm waking up. What have I done with my time? I was busy looking at that person and that thing and over there and that thing, and did I do that, and did I sing? Did I not sing? Did that other person sing? Did I teach? Did they teach? Did they get it? Oh my God. No? Lollipops all along the way. Seeking heaven, comfort. You matter more than the events happening in your life. Elevate yourself by your own. You are more than the events of life. It's not just that you matter, but you are beyond the events. Events come and go. They are like appointments in a day. That's how we had discussed it. Remember that? An appointment in a day. You do not describe your day based on one appointment. You do not describe your week based on 3 appointments. We don't describe our year based on 25 appointments. We don't look at the whole picture. No, events come and go. The day is much bigger than the appointment within. Your life, 1962 to 20 whatever, this is just an appointment in life. It's so much bigger. Clear? Okay. Risk is not in the action. Risk is the ego getting, yeah, you matter more than, okay, to accelerate path to enlightenment. Is there something as too much dispassion from life being long? That's called depression, not dispassion. Okay? Or dejection, not dispassion. It means under that is I want what I want. Don't judge yourself for it. When you are tired of life in that sense, the more dispassion there is, the more lively you become. The more sort of free and carefree, not careless in that sense, but carefree one becomes. More like children. Okay, come on, let's go do, then move forward. But if it's coming with this sense of like, I don't want to be here, what is the point? No. It means that is ego holding, wanting. Is this distinction clear? It's a very important distinction. No? Very necessary to understand. 1 in 10 times choose the path. Yes, 1 in 10 times at least don't give in to the tendency. Give it away. Okay, we'll do it your way. You win. I bow down to you. Let's do your way. You're right. Give in, give in, give in. Break that habit, Body wants comfort and mind wants pleasure. This is what we keep doing. Mind says, I want to be happy, happy, happy. And body says, make me comfortable. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, it's too cold. Oh, oh, my bum hurts. Oh, my back hurts. Continuously. This is it. This is all that we do. How? It's like you're less than an animal. Imagine when you really break it down like that. Isn't it? Somehow you suddenly go like, a worm. That's why, you see in a lot of the scriptures say you are not some worm in the ground. And we think worm, but this idea of like constantly, so space inside and outside the pot. We are not solid as it seems. Yes. It's not that your space, your Atma is different from my space, my Atma. No such thing. It's just space. It's one being, one consciousness. When we localize it, we say Atma, Jivatma, Atma. But when we recognize it and speak about it in the big sense, we say Paramatma. But that will go into chapter 7. That is enough for today. It's a very good recap, no? It's really good that everybody had a chance to share. All right. See you next week. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev.